the Huskies. Ed Sislaski, Kristen Bell, and Tommy Paris are officials tonight. Here's KK Arnold.
You see Loyola starts the game out in a man-to-man defense. They're going to mix things up, but they want to be aggressive on the defensive side to start things.
They hit the offensive glass. Williams has an extra possession. Entry pass off the mark and stolen by Alex and Bissett.
The defense has been at the top of the list for this Loyola team out of the gates this season. They've been able to turn teams over as well. 43 forced turnovers in their first two contests this season.
Alexa Kinnis here in deep. Rosalie Mercill with a short clock. Desperation mode. And both teams turn it over on their first possession. Gino Oriema, 71 years young. 41st season here.
8 times named the Naismith National Coach of the Year. 24 Final Fours, 12 championships, and 6 of those were undefeated seasons. Just remarkable.
KK Arnold, 2 feet in the lane. Comes up short, has her own. Huskies still looking for the first bucket.
Easyfoot told us after shoot-around today, she said she wants KK Arnold to stay aggressive, and that is going to be the key for her.
As you see, Allison Goof, 4th year at Loyola, but no stranger to this area, had a great run at nearby Yale, won nearly 100 games there.
And she said she takes a lot of pride in living close to the culture here in Storrs. And now here's some zone by Loyola, 2-3.
Williams, up and in. And she's got the first hoop for the Huskies.
Well, I tell you what, she was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Big Ten in 2024. And she is a staunch offensive weapon with some potency inside if she's single covered.
Bissett going to work on that former Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, made her miss.
Look at the initiation right here offensively by Sarah Strong. Just remarkable.
Ashlyn Shea turned down that three, didn't catch it cleanly and traveled.
Gino Ariema recently said that Sarah Strong played a lot like Nikola Jokic in the NBA, and it was just very interesting to see right there Sarah Strong just getting it off the window and pushing it the other way at a post player size, but nimble feet and tremendous awareness in the open floor.
Backcourt violation here when they left Tampa. You know, last spring, I didn't know that there was more that Strong could add to her game, but she certainly has year over year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you love to see that kind of versatility. You saw that backcourt violation there on Loyola with that pressure. UConn likes to run that 2-2-1 press.
Well, off the mark from the elbow. One and done for the Huskies as Alexa Kinnis has the rebound.
Look how far out Loyola is beginning their offense because of the pressure that UConn is applying defensively.
Strong gets a deflection and now a steal. Spilling into her own bench. Arnold with her eyes up. Bounce pass. Williams gets to that right hand and scores it again.
Well, not much you can do when you're buried right under the rim. And Sarah Williams and those long go-go gadget arms, she was picking and choosing which side she wanted to attack.
All started with a strong steal. She's averaging 2 per game here in the month of November. Whistle on the baseline as Sarah Williams takes the first foul.
Sarah Williams is having her way on the interior. Great mitts, always ready to catch it. And when you catch it, make a quick, decisive decision to attack and get that ball in that cup area. And that's where she is going to find a lot of success. And she only shoots 8% from 3, and she doesn't need to shoot threes because she is a threat inside.
Adler steal it back from Fudd. Kinnis spins out of her break. This is Clara Joko from France, sending it back to the perimeter. Chivers only runs 5'3", and Loyola still looking for their first points.
She's diminutive physically, but on the interior, and she is lights out in terms of the fire in the belly and what she brings to the court.
They've not shot it well so far this season, only 35% as the team. Rebounding, of course, a major concern against the size of UConn. Bud gives it away from the baseline. Here is Chivers. Bissett at trail 3. Oh, she banked it in.
Glass work. Oh, my goodness. A triple off the window in transition. But nice patience in the open floor in their secondary.
Fudd brings the whistle and hits.
Easy Fudd staying aggressive with her offensive attack as well for Connecticut. She said that this year, I mean, coming off of a championship, coming back, they want to run it back and do it again. But look at the transition right here. Just a pitch back pass off the glass, smooch off the window for three in the open floor. So UConn's got to get back and be ready to contest opportunities like that from Loyola.
That's a bucket she'll never forget. I mean, I wish we could convey the energy from Loyola at shoot-around today. Just so excited to be in this storied venue.
Yeah, they're ready to go. Be where your feet are, is what Shivers told us after practice.
Williams knocked it away. And with another steal for UConn. Shea gets the early entry. See if the Ramblers can stop Williams. He turns it over. It's the fifth. Both teams with 5 turnovers.
But what you want to do, you want to meet her on the catch right there. If you get stuck behind as a post player, you just have to wall up. And that's exactly what Loyola did defensively there.
Strong with the steal. Tees up Fudd. Bottom!
Oh, my. I mean, her release is as quick as a hiccup. I mean, good luck getting to her in motion like that. And the execution of her mechanics is lethal.
How about the defense? Relentless with the deflections. No question who the top 2 in stores are this year.
Yeah, right here. Active hands, active feet. Look at Sarah Strong right there. Pitch back pass for them. Boom. All 3 of these for AZ Fudd. The lightning strike from range.
Now Fudd scored 20 of her 23 points in the first half of Sunday's win, most recently against Florida State. Did it so efficiently, 8 of 13 shooting.
Yeah, she and Sarah Strong didn't play a lot in that second half for good reason, because they had such control of that game against Florida State, but they turned them over. And it was those live ball turnovers that they created with their 2-2-1 press. And in the quarter court, we spoke with Gino earlier today at practice. He said, you know, to Autumn's point in the open, they're not quite where they want to be in the quarter court defensively. And I asked Gino what exactly did he want to see there, and he said he wanted to see more communication. And rotating on time. They play hard up the line. They call it the red line, which is right there at that basket level. And if you're slow in your rotations, you're going to get threes going up, and they have to contain that.
Blanca Quiñones, number 4 in white, is making her UConn debut. On the far sideline there. Freshman from Ecuador. Defensive recovery from Strong to alter the shot, but it's cleaned up by Joko.
Yeah, Joko right there. Picking up the loose change out of the couch for a couple deuces.
Felt Strong defensively, still trying to get her in the box score offensively. Sweet pass, handled and scored by Shea.
Break a play to make a play, and now Connecticut can get back into their 3-quarter court defense. And it's just a containment press, but they are on a string. And 3/4 of the court there defensively. Close to a steal by Sarah Strong, decided against going for it.
Shivers able to earn a trip to the line. KK Arnold with her palms to the sky. She's hit with the foul.
Well, Connecticut digging it out of the mud. KK Arnold making a play on her tushy, and a deuce for UConn. Nice, the spirit of sports and just the unified attack that she wanted to see from them. I mean, it's carrying through for sure.
Here's Shivers at the line as we resume. So far, UConn using the same formula they used to beat Florida State. Their defense leading to offense. 9 of their 12 points have come off takeaways.
And 6 of them have been steals. So those are live ball turnovers, not the fact that they're turning them over solely, but it's how they're turning them over and when.
That's a block. Quiñones, who's been dealing with that left shoulder injury, as you can see, is UConn's first player from South America. English, her 3rd language after Spanish and Italian.
Take a look at it right here. Not in time. We're squared up. And that's why that was called a blocking foul. There's no restricted area in women's basketball on a collegiate level.
Strong still off the mark. Got a couple of assists aboard, yet to score.
Look at the patience here in the quarter court by Loyola, just trying to dissect But look how far out they are to start their offensive sets. And it's just tough to get the basketball inside.
Quinones leads the break, shovels it over to Strong.
Oh, just what a masterful attack in the open floor by Connecticut. And that's what makes them so great. That's why they're #1 in the country, right? It's their defensive prowess and gap discipline on that side, playing with the outside hand, getting deflections, and running the other way with it.
Midway point of the shot clock as Chivers sets up Loyola in the half court. Haley Heckel's in the game. She's fit in really nicely in her first month as a Husky. Pretty shot falling away from the block. Brooklyn Bond.
We need more of that, right? You see UConn defensively on the interior sitting behind. These turnaround jumpers. An undersized Loyola team. They come in handy as the game evolves.
Backdoor cut. Nice pass. And scored by Zabel. Ali Zabel off the UConn bench.
And again, attacking in the painted area. That's what UConn has done exceptionally well. Junior Ariema said he wants to get more threes up and in. But wow, when you're so dynamic and you can score so easily in the paint. I know threes are more than 2, but my goodness.
Blanca, the steal and the run out.
Easy money right there. Now picking grapes off a vine and just go the other way with it. That pressure and the size and the length of the perimeter players.
And Chrissy, she's been in Italy's top league since 2020, so even though she's playing for the #1 team in the nation, this level won't shock her.
No question. I mean, I played in Italy, and it is definitely a different thing. I mean, you got these young players on the international level getting a ton of invaluable experience.
Heckel on the move, and able to finish through contacts.
But showtime completion of a pass by AZ Fudd. Let's take a look. AZ Fudd surveys, and what a nice bounce pass dime in transition. A smooch off the window for good measure for the Huskies, who are pulling away here by 11.
Gino Oriana likened Haley Heckel in the portal to a race car driver and said that if she was, her team would have to have a ton of cars in the garage. The implication, she probably would crash a few with the pace she plays with.
Yeah. I remember I crashed the go-kart on the steep hill that we had in our driveway, so I get that notion. Too fast, you got to slow down, baby.
But she gives them a jolt off the bench, and has been even better offensively than I think they understood when she arrived.
Yeah, no question about it. AZ Fudd got that with the inside hand. Had she deflected that with the outside hand, they would have been off and running yet again in the open floor. And that outside hand is volume man mentality on the defensive side. Right? Number one thing, you get a free and easy steal possibility. But number two, if you go with that inside hand closest to your opponent, you can get a foul if you don't give enough space. Let's see what Loyola comes up with here offensively. Trying to get some pick and rolls here in the middle of the floor.
Hanging in defensively, put in the hands of Bissett. KK Arnold locks her up. Nice find opposite. Kinnis in deep. Sent away by Ali Zabel.
What they were working on in practice today was, hey, we might not be able to score inside, but we got to get a piece of the paint.
Fudd, they will not count it as she discards the defender. It's a foul on the floor.
She's just so strong and sturdy with her ability to get downhill and put pressure on her primary defender and the second line.
It's a second foul on Alexa Kinnis, so she'll have to leave.
And Loyola, they're going to have a lot of difficulty trying to score the ball in the painted area because of the size advantage that UConn possesses. But they were working on it in practice today. Hey, we might not be able to shoot it when we get in there, but we got to spray it out and get some threes, and they haven't really done that well with that so far in this one.
Went 4 of 26 from behind the arc in game 1, made 7 of 19 in game 2, but I think the volume and efficiency from the arc is still in front of them. Sarah Strong pours into more.
UConn, they just lull you to sleep and then they cash it in just like that with those pitch back, crack back opportunities on the offensive side.
The set 2-on-1, erased at the rim. Jenna Al-Alfi is in the game, and her fingerprints all over that one. Heckel could not hit it. Second chance opportunity goes begging, and the Ramblers come away with possession.
That's what we were just talking about, right? That huge block in there.
Shivers short. How about from the elbow? 0 for 2 on the trip, and the rebound to Zabel.
Yeah, those wide open shots. I mean, your margin of error is so small against a team like UConn. You got to knock in those open ones, especially inside the arc.
Shot clock turned off for Heckel and the Huskies. An ill-advised pass. Final seconds. Shivers. And after one, it's 22-19. UConn, the #1 team in the nation. A team that's trailed for a total of 1 minute and 46 seconds so far this season.
Have been outstanding mentors for her through it all.
Gina Oriana called Sarah and Azzi the bridge from last year's title team to what they're trying to become this year. And so far, they're giving the Huskies combined better than a point per minute on the season.
With 7 of their 9 top scorers returning from the national championship team. Obviously, you don't have Paige Beckers, who Gino Ariema says that's like losing 3 players in one.
Sarah Strong from 3.
I mean, what can't she do? Well, Sarah Strong's ability to be a 3-level scorer, but also be a dynamic and disruptive defender. And she is just in her 2nd season on the collegiate level and just a magnificent star on the rise for sure.
UConn scored 11 unanswered as Bassett swings it off the glass.
That was a broken play. Weak side was occupied, so that's a great time to go ahead and attack the cup like that if you're Loyola, but they need more opportunities like that.
Just hit a 3. Now goes to work in the lane. Alfie hands it back, rising again. Can't go back to back. It was a joy to watch her individual workout way before the team got on the floor. And all those 3 levels that you described, her proficiency and how she focuses on each.
Yeah, I mean, she's just so laser focused with every single aspect of the fundamentals of the game, and I think that is what sets her apart in terms of her impact.
What does Heckel bring to this lineup off the bench?
Fire and energy. I mean, she is going to be a defensive dog. There's a block there by Sarah Strong.
Always with the rise up on the move. Teeing up a 3 for Zabel. Weak side rebound tracked down by Daniela Matus, a freshman from the Northeast, from Fairfield, New Jersey.
So this is that high ball screen. They were looking possibly to set that up here in the middle third, trying to get some activity to get a piece of that paint for a spray out possibility.
Hendricks spins into trouble. Al-Alfi didn't block it, but she certainly altered it.
Yeah, no question. You have to be on balance. If you're going to make that move, you got to go straight up and down in your cylinder, especially under duress of a contest.
Off the back, Strong puts her back to the basket. Al-Alfi gets a touch on rotation. Gets right shoulder, flicks it up and in.
Well, she had some nice English on that roll. Slipped right in off the rim. But it was a good defensive possession, although Connecticut scored, but I thought they were arriving on time on closeouts with a stick arm up to disallow easy shots by UConn. But late in the shot clock, that deuce in the paint was a killer.
10 left for Kendall Hendricks, a sophomore from Michigan, dead on the dribble. And comes away to Zabel. She leads a 3-on-2 break. KK Arnold calls her own number.
And that's what KK Arnold brings to the table. I mean, she's been handed the keys to a pretty nice Bentley in the garage. And I tell you what.
I have car envy.
She has a motor. She's just flat out tough. And this is what UConn has been able to do exceptionally well. 15 points off of turnovers so far in this game. Really tough defense right there. Yet again, a live ball opportunity in the open court. KK Arnold, eyes on the bucket. And gets that deuce to drop yet again.
How about her journey, right? From starter and Big East honoree to a reserve behind some of the best players in women's college basketball to now back running the show in the starting lineup.
Yeah, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the moniker. Vibes was the hashtag for last year's team. AZ Fudd said he's carrying over to this year. And that's what it's all about. Just come in and do your job and do it well.
Fudd throws down. Williams spinning. What a block by the set.
She knew she was coming back baseline, timed that perfectly well. No body contact on that. Clean up top. Horn set here by Loyola. Let's see what they get out of it.
Chippers at the wing, Fudd defending. Still facing up. They get a step on Zabel. 10 left on the timer. Bassett's just got a block trying to show off her range. Maybe she should have banked it.
Yeah, you know, man, it ran last time.
Keke hits the gas. Williams is there for the offensive rebound. And is fouled as she grabbed it.
Well, I thought on that last possession for Loyola, I thought they had a pick and pop, but they didn't go to it. I thought it was there. I thought it was open. So they need to look for that opportunity if they run that set again. And then maybe attack it. Maybe not all the way to the rack. Maybe at least to the nail for a stop and pop in the mid-range.
First foul of the quarter on Loyola. 5.5 to play before the break. It's been all Huskies so far.
They've been doing it with their defensive prowess. They've been on a string. They've been active in the passing lanes, creating easy offense in the open floor, for sure.
Nunez. Offensive foul.
And that gets the Loyola bench up, clapping those hands with some energy. And you can set your body, square your body to the offensive player who's coming a million miles an hour at you. Maybe close your eyes, take the hit for the team. That's big time stuff. See Loyola trying to get organized here offensively. They look a little disjointed.
Still seeing two defenders. They swing it over to Vaughn. And she travels.
Yep. Picked up that pivot foot.
Timeout us. UConn hunting for a third win of the season as they host Loyola.
It just speaks to the reverence that Gino Auriemma has created here.
Well, when you've won a dozen, you run out of fingers for all the rings, right? And you run out of ways to distinguish each of those individual teams and championships, right? But hearing Gino reflect on what made last year special, he said it might have been their best March run. As the most outstanding player from Tampa, stripes of 3. I think what he meant is that the intangibles may not have felt like they were all there at the turn of the calendar, January, February, and then all of a sudden the switch flipped.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as a mom of 3, right, all kids are different. So all championships, I'm sure, feel differently for Gino Auriemma and his staff. I mean, Chris Daly has been next to him as an assistant coach or associate head coach for 41 seasons.
9 different Huskies have made a field goal, but Fudd is setting the pace.
Well, her mom is wearing a shirt that says, Fudd around and find out. And if you go under a screen or you don't close out, that's what you're going to find out. All 3 of those are going right through the bucket and tickling the twine.
I assure you, going under screens against Fudd was not part of the scouting report. In fact, quite the opposite. I can attest I was listening.
Yeah, I had to make sure I said that really slowly, what Katie Fudd has on her shirt.
Well executed, both by you and by Rosalie Mercilla, who has a 3 at Gamble Pavilion.
And those transition threes, we're working on that in practice. They want to get a copious amount of attempts up, right? And also crash the offensive boards if they can, because those rebounds are going to come off long if they miss.
Ashlyn Shade rolling off that screen. She used it well.
And she needs to get back in her offensive rhythm. Has really had a slow start to the season in terms of her ability to score the ball in a consistent manner. 1 of 9 in the first 2 games from range for Ashlyn Shade.
Now using her defense to get a run out. Has Fudd with her, threads the needle. And UConn will keep it.
Just a half a beat late. And you love that, though, if you're Gino Auriemma. You love to see Ashlyn Shade in the passing lane and pushing tempo the other way. Just couldn't corral the basketball in enough time to get it over to AZ Fudd for an easy bucket again in transition. 18 points off turnovers right now. The 34 points that Connecticut has on the board here at home.
A big start to this season, right? A ranked Louisville group, and then Florida State. So they've defeated a couple of high majors. Ohio State is coming in next this weekend. Here's the bye game between them, and there's been no lapse.
Gino Arena was impressed with how they played against Louisville, but he said, hey, they scored more points in the fourth quarter than they did in the entire first half in that one. So they have to be consistent with their defensive energy and discipline. That's what he wants to see moving forward on the defensive side.
Shade sneaking in for an offensive rebound. Bounce pass from Strong, and she finds Williams.
Just with surgical precision right there. Baiting the defense to do what they needed them to do for that easy bucket inside. Nicely executed on the offensive end.
It's her fourth assist and now a foul. Dare I apply like a position label to Strong? Like it says forward in the roster. Do we even go anywhere near that?
You just do hashtag Hooper because of this. Look at her ability to set up her teammates. A perfectly placed dime to the weak side. And just her attention to detail. She knew if she put the ball on the deck 1-2 dribbles that defense was going to come to her like bees to honey.
Described as the biggest Swiss Army knife you've ever seen. It's awesome to see it in person and to feel her defensive prowess. I mean, I've read that she led the nation in defensive win share last year. That's kind of hard to translate, but this pops off the paper when you see it in person.
I mean, everything pops off the paper for her, statistically speaking, and she is the leading scorer for all freshmen in the history of UConn women's basketball last year. And this is what Gino Arnold is saying, hey, you know what? Last year, she was not aggressive in terms of being the one that wanted all the smoke and the attention. And this year she does, and she's showing it.
Autumn, you want to add to our conversation on Sarah Strong?
Yeah, I mean, Gino Auriemma himself said if there's an NBA player out there whose game mirrors Sarah Strong, it's Jokic, the Joker himself. And when I asked Sarah Strong about the comparison, she smiled and said, that's such a great compliment. He sees the court so well, as we just saw in that pass, that she was able to pass off for that dime. But just the fact that she thinks she does that as well. And when Sarah grew up, she actually modeled her game after Maya Moore. Her dad introduced her to that when she started watching the game, and other UConn greats. And Sarah Strong said the next step for her game, as we saw her to get that one to go, she said she just wants to be more present and impact the game on both ends.
To your point, when you asked Daisy Fudd, hey, what do you think about the Jokic comparison? She said, I don't know. I don't watch Jokic. I watch Steph Curry. So shout out to Steph Curry if he's watching.
Wait, do you think she knew that Autumn was saying those things about her when she put that highlight up? It's almost like she wanted someone at TNT Sports to clip that off and tag the Joker and make sure he saw it.
Man, I don't know. She was just stumbling through there, but somehow, some way, had the finesse to get that one off the glass and in.
The Huskies.
And just turned into a jump ball there, but they had to make sure they get it right. And you have to respect the integrity of the game over everything else. So I appreciate that.
Caroline Ducharme is in the game with the basketball facing up. High-low. What a pass. Clever block, too, for Joko to get a hand on it. Deny Williams the two. And
that's the second time that UConn has gotten lob opportunities blocked by Loyola. Just perfectly timed up top to send that one out of bounds.
Deflection off the baseline trigger. 10 to shoot for Ashlyn Shade and UConn. Another drive and dish. Nearly turned it over, but the Huskies will not only get it back, they also reset the shot clock.
Well, I love the defensive energy on that possession by Loyola. I mean, they read that exceptionally well. So Shivers right there just underneath the screen, but is there to be disruptive and take away that gap at the elbow.
They play through Heckel, trying to turn the corner. Shade made a nice cut. And a foul. Tara Joko got tangled up with Sarah Williams. And the foul given with only 4 on the shot clock and 51 left in the half.
This Loyola team is so feisty. I mean, that was like a partially blocked shot by Ashlyn Shade, who tried to get into the painted area there. I mean, they're giving you their best, and that's what you want to see. Just pour it all out. I mean, this team played Iowa a couple seasons ago at Iowa. With Caitlin Clark on the floor, sold out Carver Hawkeye Arena. So they relish these moments.
Heckel battling, still down on the floor, and gets called for the trip. And she's grabbing her eye or her nose, face down on the floor.
Well, hopefully she's okay. I mean, that was a hard fall. Here's what happened on that previous possession. Right there. Ooh, just on the way to the floor. And nothing intentional there, but that doesn't mean it didn't hurt. Get stuck in there like that. You're putting your face in the fan.
The foul starts with UConn number 9, Heckel, her first, team second.
She takes her first personal foul on her way to the bench.
Into the game for the Huskies, number 2, Arnold.
Arnold will replace her for the final 42 seconds of our opening half. One that the Huskies have led wire to wire. Kira Chivers working against the bell.
That horn set and trying to get an elevator action out of it, but UConn blew that up.
Got Williams on the switch. Now single digits on the timer for Matus.
Somebody's got to give her a ball screen.
Joko with 3, turns it over.
Solid.
Ramblers cough it up, shot clock turned off. The final shot belongs to Arnold, and UConn exploring off the bounce. Takes the contact and converts.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for UConn. Get downhill. Arnold says, okay, K, and got that deuce to go and just connected to the body and smooched it off the window for an easy deuce and some great energy on the floor.
Nice feel for a natural creator twice in this half to know when it was her turn to go get her own.
Yeah. Hey, this is, everybody can eat, right? It's like, it can't be my turn, your turn. And right there got a piece of the body trying to get the steal. There's got to be a good flow and cadence to the offense. And it's predicated upon how disciplined you can be with your defense. They got a great stop on the defensive side before that bucket.
And they add 14 points to their scoring margin in that productive second quarter. To the locker room at 41-14.
Great quarters like we saw against Louisville. And we saw them put together a great half of basketball against Florida State, and then they got deep into their rotation. So I want to see if this top 5, the starting 5, can come in and sustain their level of effectiveness and efficiency.
Good use of the shot fake to find an open 3. Alexa Kinness had some foul trouble in the first half. They need her to give them a jolt.
It almost looked like a little bit of a zone or a matchup zone there by UConn. I need to see it again and watch those runners go through, but it looked like a matchup zone there that Loyola of Chicago took advantage of.
Fudd downhill. Lefty, too short. Kinness pulls it down on the defensive glass.
Azifeld was surveying that second line of defense, and they came over late. She was trying to decipher whether or not they would commit to the basketball. And that got her off rhythm on that shot.
Matched up here, 10 to shoot for the Ramblers. Chivers comes to get it with 6 against Shade. This is Kara Joko with the entry. The sets. Gathered but could not score it. Strong boards it and brings it herself, as she so often does.
Good idea there, and try to get a 2-player action with the post players for Loyola. But again, no dice in the paint.
Oh, no one looking. Strong fortunate to keep it. Gets it back from Williams. Knocked out from the mid-range.
Smart play by both players in that action, right? Could have taken a good shot inside. That's 11 points now for Sarah Strong because of the unselfish nature of the offensive attack for the Huskies.
She's the first of double figures for either team, and now she erases on the take from Bissett.
Oh, that's a big-time block. Sarah Strong says, not here, not anywhere, and sent that one out with some gusto. You love to see the energy. Big blocks inside, just allowing easy touches and opportunities to score in the paint.
Alexandra Bissett basketball. She hit her first 3 of the season to open this contest. 3 to shoot. Has to be now for Chivers and the Ramblers, and a shot clock violation.
And that just makes it so tough, right? You're looking at AZ Fudd defensively at 5'11", 6 foot. Okay, and then you have Chivers just scratching the surface of Scotia to 5'3". Late in the shot clock. It's like late in the midnight hour, man. I don't know. You can turn that around.
Ashlyn Shea hits the roller. Williams does the rest.
Two-player action. With precision yet again. And the assist numbers for UConn. 16 assists now for them. And they've just been well connected.
KK Arnold digs it out. And gets all the way home. Timeout, Allison Guth and the Ramblers.
UConn has ignited the fire on the defensive end. It's been fast and furious for the UConn Huskies.
Looking to take those same vibes into this year.
Man, if you put that on the chain, there'd be 12 chains instead of 2 chains. My God, it ran out of fingers and thumbs and everything else. And if you like it, you got to put a ring on it. Autumn Johnson, she's walking over here doing the Beyonce. I love it. No, I mean, 12 championships for Gino Auriemma here. 24 Final Fours, 6 of those 12 in undefeated manner. I mean, it's just absolutely spectacular in terms of how they've been able to operate and do what they need to do.
Foul away from the basketball and Sarah Williams.
Brianna Stewart and her class in 2016, that was her graduating class. 4 championships in a row for Stewie and the crew.
Appreciate Autumn's contributions with Christy Winters-Scott. I'm JB1. So glad to have Big East basketball on TNT Sports this year. Led by the top ranked and defending national champions, the UConn Huskies.
Let's just look at this defense. I mean, it's swarming and suffocating on the interior. And AZ Fudd told us after practice, hey, we're going to play hard up the line. That red line is clogged up with 2 Huskies at all times, it seems.
KK Arnold used that in-and-out dribble to earn a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was my crossover because my left hand was not so great. I didn't put it on the ground that much anyway. But that in and out, that's all you need sometimes to get the defender off balance. So you can get to where you want to go and complete that runway.
Only 2 foul shots attempted for each team so far. Joko just took her 3rd personal foul.
Also with the Ramblers, number 21, Brooklyn Vaughn. Replacing number 28, Clara Joko.
Thought it was interesting to read that KK Arnold, met with her head coach this offseason, trying to learn how she could be an extension of the coaching staff on the floor, a vocal leader for a program that was losing an all-time great.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, she had a great start in that Louisville game. She had 9 points in the first 6 minutes of that one. But it's got to be the consistency for me, and that's what AZ Fudd said. She just wants her to be herself, stay aggressive in all facets of the game. And we've seen that in this game.
Alexandra Bissett uses a high screen, runs into Williams, fires it over to Kinnis. It's Williams on the switch. Now they go to the floor, and a tie up the arrow favors UConn.
Look at that hustle. We love to see the heart and the attack on those 50-50 opportunities on the deck. And the worst thing as a coach, if you look out there and you see your players just putting a finger down and not getting on the floor, get on the floor and go get it. Do you want the basketball? I don't care what the score is. It's how you play, not who you're playing, and what you can carry forward to the next game. On both sides.
Shea, touch pass. Williams does the rest.
And they've been able to get that read, that slip, and slice cut down from the elbow on the strong side lane line. And it's tough to double that. It's tough to bring help to that.
Still with the baseline drive, and she traveled.
Let's take a look at that last play by UConn. I mean, they have been precise with their attack and timing. Connecting the dots just like that downstairs in the painted area, 2 feet up strong and in the bucket yet again in the paint for Sarah Williams, who started this game doing the same exact thing.
I do want to mention no Ice Brady tonight for UConn, and also on the other side, Andrew DeTula He's averaging nearly 10 points per game for Loyola, is a scratch with an injury tonight as well. So a couple of pieces both teams are missing in their front court as Fud comes away with a steal and with numbers. Strong finds the shooter.
But I love that pass, even though Ashlyn Shade couldn't pay it off.
Part of the Huskies steal it right back. Heckel crossing over. Shea turns this one down for a mid-range and pours in two more.
And that's what she's going to see more of, right? Her ability to knock in those mid-range shots. She's got to be run off that three-point line because of how well she shot it last season from range.
Matus, denied. Strong swatted that away. No shot clock reset, of course. Bissett's trapped on the baseline now and coughs it up. Timeout us with 4.5 to go in the third. UConn extending its lead. More takeaways, leading to runouts and some sharp shooting to go with it.
Madison for Pat Deegan, back in the DMV, but also started her collegiate career at NC State, where she was Rookie of the Year, Freshman of the Year in the ACC, and then transferred to Georgetown, JB, and was one of the best players to wear a Hoyas uniform. But the GTS Fusion AAU program, my daughter played alongside of AZ Bud in that program as they were both coaching that team, so they're continuing to pour into the game, not just into AZ and their two boys, but into the DMV community on the AAU level as well.
You know, you talk about her family, and she had the conversation with them and with her head coach about whether to jump to the next level. And one of the things that Oriema said is that he didn't think the W had seen enough of her and what she was capable of, and that maybe she hadn't played enough basketball to feel fully confident going to that level.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I think the timing is perfect. And she's definitely pro ready. I mean, that's not under evaluation or a question.
Nice find at the perimeter. That one extra pass set up a three-point attempt for Quinones, making her debut.
See what UConn has been able to do with those 35 points off turnovers. 19 of the 28 turnovers have been steals.
Healthy with hoops on back-to-back trips.
And they're getting what they want in the painted area, and that has been the difference in this ball game. I mean, Loyola is fighting and scratching for any just peek at the paint. And UConn has taken it away yet again on this defensive possession.
They're Dickman's into the game. They turn it over. Heckel leads the way. Shade attacks off the bounce. Hangs on the iron and falls off.
But a good decision to rip and go.
Matus for a transition opportunity. And last touch by the Ramblers.
Love the aggressiveness of UConn, especially.
Held.
Okay.
So UConn gets a basketball.
Oh, that's a surprise to me. No shade again. Because, man, looked like that was off her knee. Unless there was a second bounce somewhere I didn't see, man. And that's a surprise. Everyone keeps saying I need glasses, but I guess that just hammers that home.
Look at the monitor. It's not
Contacts or something.
Zabel hesitates off that screen, then hits the gas pedal.
Yes. I mean, there's been a total domination of the painted area on the offensive side by UConn. And it hasn't just been their players that play with their backs to the basket. I mean, it's been every single player attacking gaps and finishing them off.
Hendricks with the handle here, ran into a block from Ducharme.
Ducharme looked like she was a middle in volleyball with a two-handed tip. Blocked that one out of there.
She just made her season debut last Sunday against Florida State. Only able to make 9 games last year after an extended absence due to season-ending injuries.
She played about 10 minutes, had 5.6 boards against FSU, Brooke Wyckoff's squad. They were very deliberate in that game. Right? We're talking about the depth of this UConn team.
Oh, whirling to the left hand. Everything but the highlight for Blanca Quinones.
Yeah, that was a tough one, right? Talking about lining things up. She had that pretty easy in there.
Loyola's 30th turnover there, and knocked out with 1:36 to go in the third.
But in a game like this, Gino Ariam and his staff, I mean, they're able to see a lot of different iterations of rotations, right, moving forward. So you're not going to go 5.5, 6.5 players deep. You want to see everybody and how they execute with discipline.
Zabel attacking again.
Well, that was a disciplined attack. Squared her shoulders to the glass and got that one flipped in nicely.
McDonald's All-American twice, was a Wisconsin State Player of the Year. Kinnis pull up off the iron. Offensive rebound and a rare one for the Ramblers. Alafi clears that one on the defensive glass.
Alafi just gobbled that one up. I know it's almost Thanksgiving, but man, she got up there and snatched that one down off the lip of the rim in the front. Look at the offensive balance and spacing here by UConn, and that's why they've been able to attack with the precision.
Four left. Alafi recognizes, can't score it. Offensive rebound claimed by Duchamp.
UConn just possesses such a size advantage in all 5 positions.
I think that 5 spot is one that UConn's definitely exploring, right? Who's going to play in what moments to complement which rotation?
And that's why this game is so invaluably important, right? And that's what you want to see. Who can come in and operate and impact the game in a positive way? And it's not about the points. Everyone looks at the points all the time. It's about your plus minus. How are you helping the team? In how many ways are you helping the team? I know when I coach, I just covered the points. I'm like, who's killing us? I want to go with who's helping us win, because I like winning, and that's what it's all about. I don't care if you have 20. If you're a -10, you got to sit down for a minute.
Chivers with a basketball and the shot clock turned off. But with Heckel pestering defensively. Clean look for Vaughn. Couldn't hit it. 6 left if the Huskies hurry.
They just haven't been able to unleash those triples like they wanted to in this game.
Zabel beats the buzzer with 3.
Well, how about that? It's raining threes here in Storrs, Connecticut, especially in transition. Drop those in the bucket. Splash Sisters getting it done. NBA, all 20 years in Phoenix for the Mercury. 5 times she won a gold medal with USA Basketball, she and Sue Bird respectively, and it's just been absolutely mesmerizing to look at those records in the record books that have been set by so many UConn players.
And Heckel opens up the 4th with a steal.
And they had some tough times with Tennessee, so I didn't forget you, Candace Parker. I know they're like, hey man, we got something going on in Tennessee too.
Driving kick. After Ali Zabel scored 7 of her 9 points in that 3rd frame, trying to create for others. No shot clock reset. So Duchamp has the hustle. Empty possession for UConn.
No, JB coming out of that timeout, UConn had a 40-4 advantage in paint points. I mean, we were saying, hey, it's a total domination. They continue to attack. But wow, I looked at those numbers. My eyes popped out of my head. I'm like, what? 40-4 advantage in paint points for UConn.
Blanca Quiñones takes the foul. She watched the 2024 Women's Final Four from afar and fell in love with the dream of playing college basketball in the United States, and is now doing it at the very highest level.
You see the international scope that all levels of basketball is taking right now. The NBA entertaining some international things a couple of years from now.
The home crowd celebrating her first triple. Whistle tightening here in the 4th. With the lead growing to 50.
You said 40 paint points, so it's only plus 50 overall, but man, you're looking at 42 points off of turnovers as well. 23 steals for UConn. Defense has been dialed up.
Heckel will take a personal.
And again, what you want to see is how everyone else falls in line with that. Are you coming in going through the motions? Or are you coming in cracking foreheads, right? And that's the mentality that you have to have. I mean, it's a 26-0 run for UConn right now.
The crowd reaction because the Huskies score is stuck on 6-7, and well, they want to score more. They're enjoying it while it lasts.
I'm not doing it.
Maybe that's why the whistles are picking up. Maybe the officials want to play into it too.
The foul starts to Loyola, number 13, Garrett Chivers. Her second personal foul, a first team foul.
Arnold from the baseline. Here's the bell.
She's been great balance. Look at that handoff right at the nail. Now they can get downhill yet again. Oh, hard fall.
Tenacious defense there by Alexa Kinnis. Rare opportunity to get out and run for Chivers and the Ramblers. Kira Chivers for three.
And that's what Loyola was working on. It's just taking them a long time to get into that, giving up good shots for great shots. Chivers nailing that triple. But that's what they wanted to do. Make the extra pass.
Made field goal since the opening moments of the third quarter.
Again, they're developing their chemistry, losing 4 of their starters from last year, just trying to reconnect with the continuity that's necessary.
Heckel hits from right in front of the coach.
She had 6 steals against Florida State, but obviously bringing the ability to stretch the floor from range.
Vaughn didn't want the three, exploring off the bounce. Now in the hands of Kendall Hendricks, a sophomore.
A good defense there by KK Arnold. Didn't allow her to turn the corner there. Just tremendous discipline. Look at that, right there on time. Rotation.
Dennis creates an offensive rebound. Too much English. Third bite at the apple on a foul.
Well, Connecticut, and they have just been on a string on both sides of the court. Right here, getting a second crack at it. The offensive rebound and the swing corner pocket triple by Heckel. We got all 3 of those to fall, and you know, that's what you want to see. I mean, basketball is such a beautiful game, and when it's played the right way, unselfishly, both teams in the last 2 buckets, respectively, have played in an unselfish way and made the extra pass.
Saw Heckel sitting with her 4th personal foul. Is Alexa Kinnis, sophomore from Wisconsin, at the line. She led the Ramblers freshman in minutes played last season, now stepping into the starting leadership role. Arnold rejects the screen and lays it in.
Smart play right there. Made the proper read, made the defense bite. They got stuck. Trying to play too high on that screen.
Fine bounce pass from Kinnis. She gets the assist on the set bucket. Anna Patterson's into the game. Over the weekend, she returned to the floor for the first time in 960 days after multiple season-ending injuries. She's 34 in UConn white. Shot fake, Mercier. We're trying to get some late traction here as Kinnis fouls on that rebound attempt.
Yeah, Mercier was knocking in 3s during shoot-around today. I don't even know if she missed one from out there, but just hasn't been able to find success so far tonight from range. But that's what the coaching staff for Loyola said. They want to speed you up, and that's what we've seen happen to Loyola. Their shot rhythm and mechanics.
It's Khalees Fisher getting some burn. Roisin Granberry with the rebound for the visitors.
Khalees Fisher out of Baltimore, Maryland. She was tagged as the Big East Freshman of the Year in the preseason, so they have a lot of threats on the floor.
Ducharme cross key to Fisher for 2.
There she is. Worked with Ashlyn Shade and Fisher a couple summers ago and some summer activities. They're just great kids, even though there's a foul right there by Fisher. Just got to get more to the ball line and not to the body. But it's all about character for Gino Auriemma and who he recruits and why. It's not just their basketball prowess. And right here, just great two-player action. And again, unselfish play. She could have taken that up herself and had a contested attempt at the rim, but dived it off to the weak side, and that's what you want. Play the game the right way, and it'll reward you with wins.
Kniss and the Ramblers getting on a plane for the only time this non-conference. Their longest non-league road trip of the fall.
We're looking at this national championship squad from last year. Paige Becker's three-time first-team All-American, WNBA Rookie of the Year for the Dallas Wings over the summer. And Gino Auriemma said it's like replacing 3 players in one.
How about the reaction from Patterson's bucket?
I love that. I remember coming in to UConn and she's tearing the rim off. I mean, she's a dunker. She's got those kangaroos activated sometimes, and we just love to see her back on the floor and healthy this season for the Huskies.
Randall saying there isn't anyone who works harder, especially to get back on the floor, who really admires her and the journey she's taken. But it's hard because in the meantime, several waves of players have arrived in stores and established themselves and have simply had more time on task as she knocks the rust off.
I mean, it's a process, right? It's not just a physical recovery, but it's also mental. You have to be able to trust your body.
We'll step aside in stores with the Huskies on their way to a 3rd straight win in defense of their national championship.
And Jack Elder battled the disease. She shared with us that he passed away this past March. She told me about that difficult decline from walking to a wheelchair to losing speech and memory. She spoke with Audrey, who also has been affected, and they said we need to use our platform for something good. For Kira's birthday on November 2nd, she launched Jack Elder's Fight to End Alzheimer's, and she and Audrey are now working with Loyola Chicago to put together the Alzheimer's awareness game. It is bigger than basketball.
Yeah, always bigger than basketball. I mean, my dad suffered from that, and it was very tough. But to hear her talk about how she wants to spread the word, to not have other families have to suffer through that with their loved ones, that's just big time awareness of your impact.
Childers turns it over here. Loyola and UConn meeting on the basketball floor for only the 2nd time in school history. First time in 30 years. Caroline Ducharme.
She's come in with some quality minutes off the bench. And that's what you want to see, right? Come in and do your thing. Come in and space the floor.
With that Ducharme bucket, a dozen Huskies now have a made field goal. Compare that to 8 total as a team for the visitors here tonight. 8 buckets, not players for the Ramblers.
No, it's been certainly impressive to say the least. It's just been so difficult for them to get a clean look. I mean, it's been the swarming and smothering defense for me. The domination on the glass, +9 there overall, but those second chance points, that has been a big plus for Connecticut, as well as those paint points, as we've discussed, and the points off turnovers. It's just a terrible recipe for Loyola. And what do you do to stop a team like UConn? I mean, it's just really tough to find an answer. And it looks like this is going to be the 3rd time as the charm for them. Going up on another victory.
Ashlyn Shade to the top, and a whistle on the screen action. Ducharme got the bitter end of that.
Yeah, checking those chiclets and making sure they're all in place. Tough hit to the grill.
But UConn was scheduled to play 6 of the preseason top 25 teams. So this is a bit of a respite from that gauntlet as they prepare themselves for another lap through the Big East.
Yeah, they were supposed to play the Naval Academy in Germany, as Fudd was telling me, and they ended up playing in Annapolis, Maryland, on the Naval Academy's campus.
Police Fisher scrapping for 2.
She's just so strong and quick off the floor with that second jump. Tough to contest or contend with that. Another second chance opportunity for UConn, maximizing their possessions. That's something Gino Auriemma told us at practice. We want to maximize our possessions, not only with our defense, but also on the offensive boards.
Back in for the Huskies, number 9, Heckel. Replacing number 2, Arnold.
Ovation for Arnold as Heckel is in to replace her. Able to play the final 2 minutes and close this out for UConn.
Really solid performance by KK Arnold, and just something to circle, you know, for the remainder of the season, how she continues to evolve as the PG1.
Clever move. Ashlyn Shade having to navigate the lane.
I love the wry smile she turned the corner up the floor with. And she's like, wow, I can't believe that went down the way it went down. But I'll take it.
Roisin Granberry a bit too ambitious with that pass. I think Campbell Pavilion sensing another great moment here with a freshman from Ireland checking in. Gandhi Maluma-Mel.
6'5" freshman makes her entrance to the court right here. Well, an athletic, smart prospect ready to make her impact.
Didn't find her way to hoops until she was 12 years of age. She prepped at Hill St. Bernard's in Gladstone, New Jersey, before making her way to Connecticut.
See if they get her a touch here on this possession.
Got a physical screen, but Fisher lost the handle.
She's 6'5", as a freshman coming in and just soaking it all in. Right? You come into a national championship culture, you better sop it up, sound like biscuit, and get things absorbed quickly so you can make your way to the court, like she did tonight.
Hendricks cut off on the baseline. Gets it back at the wing over the length of Patterson. She pours in a three.
And Hendricks, the lefty, got that moon ball to snuggle home from range.
1 minute remaining.
Shade has the handle as we hit the final minute. Patterson turns it over.
Just space was much too tight to complete that play in there.
Final 39 seconds here as you look ahead to a matchup with Ohio State, a higher level of competition this weekend. What do you think the takeaway points will be for Coach Auriemma?
Well, I think he has to be pleased defensively on what they were able to create. 45 points off of turnovers, and a lot of those being steals, right? 25 steals. So a lot of live ball opportunities, but I think he's going to like the performance on the offensive side. A lot of poise on the offensive end, sharing of the basketball. 26 assists for UConn. There's another one, 27 on defense. But you love to see the unselfishness. But against Ohio State, they love to play defense just as well. They have a 2-2-1 press of their own that they're going to have to contend with and execute against, with Jelani Cambridge and her sister Kennedy Cambridge. And Kevin McGuff and his team, they have defense at the front of mind, and they like to score off turnovers too. So I think that's going to be a really big challenge for both teams to be able to contend with that.
Rosalie Mersil from Montreal to the line before we finish this up. UConn is on its way to 3-0.
Just a tremendous team showing. Everyone that came in played with focus and intention.
Should be the final points of the night for Rosalie Mersil and the visitors from Chicago. UConn will dribble it out. It's 85-31. And after 3 wins, they've trailed for less than 2 minutes combined.
Just a flat-out solid win for Gino Auriemma and his team. And they just came in and just dissected Loyola.